A $250,000 plane flying faster, farther, and cheaper than a $5 million private jet. Sounds impossible, right? This aircraft quietly breaks every aviation rule: speed, efficiency, and range, doing things even luxury jets struggle to match today. And here's where it gets crazy. This isn't some luxury jet, it's the Super Veloce Risen, a tiny two-seat ultralight that somehow moves like a fighter jet. We're talking speeds brushing 200 knots, numbers you'd expect from aircraft costing millions. Yet this machine sits in a completely different category. That's what makes it shocking. It doesn't just compete with $5 million private jets, it quietly challenges them in performance. But the real story starts with one man, Alberto Porto. Born in Argentina, later building his vision in Italy, he wasn't chasing trends. He was chasing an idea, a personal aircraft that didn't compromise. Not speed, not efficiency, not safety. Most designers pick two. Porto refused. He wanted something that felt alive in the air, yet practical enough to actually use. And that mindset changed everything. Now here's the twist. This aircraft was built under strict European ultralight rules. That usually means limitations: weight, speed, capability. But the Risen flips that expectation completely. This isn't a weekend toy. It's a serious cross-country machine. It can lift off from a short strip in the morning and be across regions by noon. Same category, completely different performance. That's where it starts breaking the system. And honestly, just look at it. Porto had a simple belief. If it looks right, it flies right. The Risen's long, sleek fuselage cuts through the air. Those sharp laminar flow wings? Built for pure efficiency. Even the cockpit feels like something pulled from a fighter jet. It's not just engineering, it's attitude. The moment you see it, you already know. This plane wasn't built to blend in. But here's the part most aircraft never solve: speed or efficiency. You usually have to choose. Fast planes burn fuel. Efficient planes crawl. That's the trade-off everyone accepts. Except this one doesn't. The Risen was designed with a dual personality. Calm and controlled at low speed, then suddenly fast and aggressive in cruise. It doesn't pick a side, it plays both. And that's where things start getting interesting. This is where it stops being impressive and starts getting technical in a fascinating way. Every inch of the Risen was shaped using computational fluid dynamics. Basically, airflow was simulated and perfected before the plane even existed. Nothing random, nothing guesswork. The laminar flow wings are the real trick here. In simple terms, they let air slide smoothly over the surface, reducing drag massively. That's why it can stay stable at just 43 knots, yet still slice through the sky near 200. It's not brute force, it's efficiency, engineered down to the smallest detail. And this is the part that honestly makes pilots stop and think, how is this even possible? The Risen stalls at just around 43 knots, basically trainer aircraft territory. But then, push it forward, and it cruises close to 200 knots like it's nothing. That gap is insane. Normally, aircraft sacrifice one for the other. Slow planes stay slow. Fast planes demand high speeds everywhere. This one does both, effortlessly. And that's exactly why it feels so out of place, in the best way possible. Wait, you're watching right now, but not subscribed to the channel. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button so we can move on with the video. You did? Okay, cool. Now back to the video. Now let's talk about what's actually pushing this thing. The Risen runs on Rotax engines, 912, 914, even the powerful 915. These aren't random choices. Rotax is known for reliability, low fuel burn, and consistent performance. Perfect match for what this aircraft is trying to achieve. It's not about raw power alone. It's about usable, efficient power. And that's why the engine feels like it belongs here. It supports the mission instead of fighting it. But here's something you don't notice until takeoff. Torque. The moment you push power, the nose wants to swing. It's subtle, but it's there. And if you're not ready for it, you'll feel it immediately. This isn't a hands-off airplane. It asks the pilot to stay ahead, anticipate the movement, and correct it smoothly. And honestly, that's part of the appeal. It adds that fighter jet-like feel, where you're not just flying, you're actively controlling every moment. And then there's this detail most people completely miss. The propeller. It's not off the shelf. It's a full carbon, in-house variable pitch prop, controlled electrically. That means precision. The moment you add power, it adjusts instantly, giving you smooth, efficient thrust. On top of that, it's built with leading-edge protection, so it can handle debris or even bird strikes. It's one of those hidden innovations that quietly makes the entire aircraft feel sharper, faster, and more refined.
Climb into the mid to high teens. You can easily exceed 220 knots plus in this airplane. Terrific glide ratio. Avionics are state-of-the-art, and the visibility, as you can see, is just phenomenal.
You've got to...
Now here's the moment where everything clicks. At just 70% power, the Risen cruises at around 195 knots. Let that sink in. And it's doing that while burning only about 6.8 gallons per hour. That's not just efficient, that's ridiculous. Many larger general aviation aircraft burn double or triple that for less speed. This is where it stops sounding like hype and starts feeling real. The numbers don't just impress, they completely shift expectations. But it gets even more surprising when you pull the power back. Even at around 39%, the aircraft doesn't slow down as you'd expect. It keeps climbing, keeps accelerating, like it refuses to give up performance. That's where the efficiency really shows. Most planes feel sluggish at low power. This one still feels alive. It's smooth, controlled, and incredibly effective. You start realizing, this machine isn't working harder, it's just working smarter. And if you really push it, the Risen can go beyond 220 knots. That's ultralight territory breaking completely apart. Speeds like that simply don't belong in this category. Yet here it is, doing it without drama. It doesn't feel forced, it feels natural. And that's what makes it so hard to believe. And this is where it starts changing how you think about flying. Flight planning becomes simple. You're not constantly searching for fuel stops or adjusting routes to stay safe. You just go. That's the difference. With jet-like speed and fuel burn closer to a car, the entire experience shifts. It's faster, cheaper, and far less stressful. And honestly, once you see that balance in action, it's hard to go back to traditional aircraft thinking. But then came the moment that proved everything. A non-stop flight from Scotland to Newfoundland. Let that sink in. A small two-seat ultralight crossing the North Atlantic without refueling. That's something even larger aircraft plan carefully. And this wasn't a publicity stunt. It was done clean, controlled, and successfully. For an aircraft in this category, it wasn't just impressive, it was historic. It completely reset what people thought ultralights could actually do. And here's why that flight matters so much. It wasn't about headlines, it was proof. Proof that every design choice actually works in the real world. Long hours, open ocean, no room for error, and the aircraft handled it. Smoothly, reliably. That kind of endurance isn't theoretical, it's earned. It shows this isn't just a fast plane on paper, it's a machine you can trust when it truly counts. Now take that even further. With optional extra tanks, the Risen can stretch its range to around 4,000 to 5,000 kilometers. That's a serious distance. Suddenly, trips that once needed multiple stops become direct flights. New routes open up, new possibilities. It stops being a short-hop aircraft and starts acting like a true cross-country machine. And that's where it quietly steps into territory usually reserved for much bigger, much more expensive aircraft. And this is where the experience becomes real. Takeoff isn't gentle, it's alive. Rotation happens around 45 to 60 knots, and the moment you lift, you feel it. Torque pushing, lift building instantly. The aircraft doesn't hesitate. It jumps into the air, but it demands attention. You have to guide it, correct it, and stay ahead. And that's what makes it exciting. It's not passive flying. It's active, responsive, and incredibly engaging.
Let's say before. And that speaks to the design brilliance of Alberto Porto and his design team. Again, using computational fluid design as a foundation.
All right, here we go, Dave. Okay. Rudder vaders become effective about 45 knots. They're right there. I typically rotate about 60. Positive rate.
Once you're airborne, it just keeps going. Push the throttle, and the climb feels strong, smooth, almost addictive. It doesn't struggle or lag. It accelerates like it wants to be higher. Every second, you feel that forward momentum building. And the surprising part? It stays controlled the entire time. No drama, no instability, just clean, confident performance. It's one of those moments where you realize, this aircraft was built to move. But here's the twist most people don't expect. Descending is actually harder than climbing. With all that efficiency, the aircraft doesn't want to slow down. You can't just drop the nose and expect it to behave. It takes patience, planning, and careful control. It wants to keep flying fast. And strangely, that's proof of how well it's designed. And just when you expect it to feel aggressive, it completely flips. The stall is surprisingly gentle. No sudden drop, no panic moment. It just eases into it, giving you time to react. That's what stands out most, the predictability. Even at low speeds, it feels controlled, almost forgiving. You're not fighting the airplane, you're working with it. And for something this fast, that kind of calm behavior near the edge is honestly rare. But here's another layer most people overlook. What happens if the engine goes quiet? The Risen glides at around a 20:1 to 23:1 ratio. That's a serious distance. Cut the power, and it doesn't just drop. It carries you forward, giving you options, time to think, time to react, time to find a landing spot. That's where real confidence comes from. Not just speed, but knowing the aircraft still has your back when things don't go as planned. Now, this is a clever detail hidden in the design. The tail isn't just big for stability, it's shaped to help airflow reattach if it separates. That matters during extreme conditions, like spins. Instead of becoming unpredictable, the aircraft stays manageable. Recovery feels more natural compared to most ultralights. It's one of those engineering choices you don't notice until you need it. And when you do, it can make all the difference. And this is where skill really shows. Landing the Risen comes down to hitting that sweet spot, around 70 to 73 knots. Too fast and everything feels rushed. Too slow, and it starts dropping quicker than expected. It demands finesse, small corrections, and smooth inputs. The aircraft won't hide your mistakes. but it won't punish you unfairly either. Get it right, and the landing feels clean, controlled, almost effortless. That balance is what makes it so satisfying. Now here's something that doesn't match its speed at all. The Risen can land in roughly 300 meters. Think about that for a second. An aircraft capable of a near 200-knot cruise, touching down in such a short distance. That's not normal. Most high-speed planes need long runways. This one doesn't. It opens up smaller airstrips, tighter locations, and more flexibility. And that's where it becomes more than fast. It becomes incredibly usable. And once you're in the air, the feeling is solid. That large tail and long tail arm give it a planted, almost locked-in presence. You can push it, turn aggressively, climb hard, and it stays composed. No wobble, no uncertainty, it just holds its line. That's the kind of stability pilots notice immediately. It builds trust quickly. And when an aircraft feels this stable across all speeds, it changes how confidently you fly it. And then there's the safety layer built into everything. Dual firewalls protect the engine area, adding an extra barrier when it matters most. The canopy is reinforced to handle bird strikes, something you don't think about until it's too late. And if things go completely wrong, there's a ballistic parachute ready to deploy. It's not just fast, it's prepared. Every system feels like it was designed with one goal, keeping you safe at every stage. Step inside, and it feels surprisingly open. At around 124 centimeters wide, the cockpit doesn't feel cramped at all for a two-seater. You've got space to move, space to breathe. And the visibility? It's incredible. The canopy wraps around in a way that makes the horizon feel endless. You're not peeking out, you're fully immersed. It adds to the experience, making every flight feel bigger, more connected to the sky around you. And it's not stuck in the past either. The Risen comes with modern glass cockpit options, clean digital displays that make flying easier and more precise. Everything feels intuitive. On top of that, it can be equipped with an oxygen system, allowing you to climb higher comfortably. That's something most ultralights don't even approach. It's another reminder. This aircraft isn't playing by the usual rules. Despite being a speed machine, the Risen doesn't skimp on everyday usability. There's room for about 30 kilograms of luggage, enough for a weekend trip or essential gear, without crowding the cockpit. Seats are comfortable, controls intuitive, and everything feels arranged for natural movement. You're not just flying fast, you're flying smart. It's a machine built for real trips, not just performance runs. Speed, efficiency, and practicality live together seamlessly in one sleek package. The cockpit's upper panels are fully removable, giving instant access to avionics and critical systems. Inspections, minor repairs, and adjustments can all be handled by the owner without wrestling in tight spaces. High performance doesn't mean high maintenance headaches. It's designed to be approachable for a pilot who wants control over their own aircraft. Operating the Risen is refreshingly straightforward. Systems are practical, owner-friendly, and low maintenance, so pilots spend more time flying and less time worrying about upkeep. This isn't a plane for beginners. Its speed, torque, and precision demand experience, ideally 200+ hours before solo flights. In return, it delivers an exhilarating, predictable ride where every climb, descent, and throttle input feels alive. The Risen combines high performance with low operational stress, offering speeds near 200 knots, exceptional fuel efficiency, and range rivaling much larger aircraft, all for $250,000, redefining personal aviation with thrilling engagement and undeniable style. The Super Veloce Risen isn't just fast. It's rewriting the rules of aviation. Efficiency, performance, and practicality all wrapped into one ultralight marvel. So, what would you do with a plane like this? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. There's more jaw-dropping aircraft coming.